Hi everybody, welcome back. I'm Ashley.
I'm Amy.
And we're Martin Midlife Misadventures. What are we talking about today?
We're talking about how much time do we really have?
Yes, we are. And we're also going to talk about our life and what's been going on with us at the end of the video. But for now, let's talk about this. How much time do we have?
Short answer is nobody knows.
Nobody knows the answer to that. But what we do know is that stuff is changing, everybody. And it is rapid.
Yeah, the world is changing fast, but it's funny how conditioned we become so quickly to things because it appears to me that some people, this new normal it's almost like it's the way it's always been. So what's the big deal, you know?
Yeah.
And that's just crazy to me.
Yeah.
So yeah. Nobody really knows, but if you're paying attention to what's going on in the world, to, you know, certain agendas, then you know that the time is now.
Yeah, the time is now. And please, at minimum, get yourself, if you have not started prepping, please get yourself a minimum of 30 days worth of food, 30 days worth of water or purification, or however you plan on doing your water. And I would even say get yourself a way to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
One of the things we learned early on when we came up to the mountain was that's a big thing that people don't talk about, and they need to, because we all need water, we all need food, and we all need to go to the bathroom. Yeah. It's very important. If you have a grid down situation, your water systems are not going to work. Your apartment high-rise buildings, regular homes, all of it. Yeah. It's not going to work. You're not going to be able to flush that toilet as normal, so you need an alternative. We feel as though for us, you know, 3 months is not enough food. No. Obviously, you've been watching our hauls and what we do. You know, we never would have, how long has it been now? Almost 2 years since we put our house on the market, sold everything, got rid of my Mercedes. Do you know that I had people, I didn't have a job, people. I didn't have a job. And I had people saying, why are you getting rid of your Mercedes? It's so new and beautiful and blah, 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 blah. What do I need that for, you know?
Yeah, we knew this was the environment we were going to be in, you know, and it just didn't make financial sense. And you know what's even funnier about that whole thing is that when we returned the vehicle to Mercedes, the lady looked at me like I had, I don't know, something growing out of the top of my head when I said I need to surrender this car. And because our payments were fine at that point.
We were good.
But we knew
we had to do that then.
Or
we were really going to be in trouble and backwards on the vehicle.
Yeah, I said, yeah, you either take it now or you come and find it later. So what do you want to do here?
Yeah. Because we knew we had to eliminate the debt.
Yeah.
And, you know, everybody has different priorities in their life. And for us, we had just come to a realization that we were surrounding ourselves with things that didn't bring any value, any true value to our life.
Yeah, they weren't going to be an aid to us in what was coming, what we knew was coming.
they were a great source of income for us because we were able to sell our belongings and make enough money to get out of California.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, those of you that haven't started, what are you waiting for?
Yeah, why?
What are you waiting for? You know, and I feel like people are waiting for a specific thing, like, oh, when this happens, then I know.
Then I'll prepare.
But it's crazy because over the last 2 years, we've seen all kinds of things happen that never have happened before. Ever. And yet that wasn't enough to trigger it. The food increases, the food price increases, the inflation in everything across the board, what's happening in real estate, the bust that's coming, the fall of the dollar that's coming. You know, at what point is that line for you? You know? And if you haven't really thought about that, I think you need to think about that. Like, where's your line?
Well, the potential of this, you know, I mean, of course, we always hope for the best, but the potential of pensions being affected,
Yeah.
okay? You know, like if we go big, full-on wartime, what then? A lot of people like to talk about the Great Depression. Well, what about World War II? Okay, I think we need to really zone in on what happened there, because that's where your massive rationing was happening.
Right.
That's where everything was for the greater good, and your freedom gardens and all those things were happening. You know, they didn't have rubber. Rubber was such a major thing needed during wartime. People couldn't get shoes, couldn't get them. It wasn't that they couldn't afford them, they weren't available.
Right.
So on that note, just side note, if you have little kids who are growing,
Get those sizes
yeah,
as you can.
go to the I was going to say flea
Goodwill.
market. Goodwill, one of the secondhand stores, if you don't have a lot of money, and pick up one pair of shoes in each size and clothing. I totally would be doing that right now if our kids were little.
Absolutely.
I would be buying one set of clothes at a time if that was all I could do, because we just don't know. Again, do not be naive and think that these things aren't possible in our country.
Yeah,
And
that to me is probably the biggest mistake that you can make.
Yeah.
Is to believe that we are immune from the things that are happening in the rest of the world, or that will happen in the rest of the world. You know, we're being shown slowly, and yet things are happening rapidly, and I think people become accustomed, we become conditioned so easily to what we're force-fed and to our surroundings and all that, that we forget this is not the way it's always been.
Yeah.
Things are not back to normal, and it's never going to be that again.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, pay attention. Pay attention. And for those of you that would like to say that we are becoming too political, you can't speak about what's happening in the world, what is happening in our own country, and not speak about the politics behind it, because that is the means on which these things are happening.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter what side of the spectrum you're from.
Oh, wait, let me tell him. Somebody accused us of being alt-right. Yeah, totally said we were too political. And, you know, I really honestly just don't feel that way. Things have gotten more serious.
Mm-hmm.
So we've been touching on actual things that are happening in the world.
Yeah, and I think to turn a blind eye to that and just throw out names that have been coined by certain alphabet groups in our government is just silly. That's just silly, and that's the whole point in those terms, is to turn you away from it so that you don't even pay attention to what is being said.
Exactly. And when we say we don't affiliate with a party, we mean it. We do not think another guy could make it better.
No.
We don't think the guy that's there now is making it better.
We don't think the guy that was there
it's his
before
fault either
was going to make it better. Yeah.
But let's say that. I don't think it's the guy before.
Not
fault.
100%.
No.
They
all put a little piece in.
2 steps forward, 1 step back. But the ultimate goal doesn't change, no matter what side it is. And for those of you that would like to argue that fact, there are 2 acts that were passed under false premises of weapons of mass destruction, yet we've had both parties in power since then, and neither party has done away with those things that would take our civil rights and liberties away. So don't tell me one guy is better than the other. Otherwise, things would be a lot different.
Absolutely, they would. These things all have to come to pass, and I hope you understand that. I mean, that's my opinion.
Yeah, and things are serious. Like, the world is changing rapidly, and things are very, very serious. And for those of you that would like to turn a blind eye to that, and
it's fear.
It is fear.
It's their fear.
And it's also putting hope and faith into a system that is created by man, and we are not supposed to do that. And we refuse to do that.
Yeah, we refuse to do that. Again, we are sharing with you our experiences. And, you know, when you're living at almost 8,000 feet, that's a very different scenario from a person who's living in downtown New York in a 20-story apartment building.
Right.
And so what we prep, the way we do it, isn't always going to apply to everyone else. We never tell you, you have to do it this way, ever. You've just got to find what works for you and get creative with your food storage. It doesn't have to be expensive. Does it have to be in Mylar and mason jars? No, absolutely it does not have to be. Would it be nice? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But you know what? Use your pickle jars, use your 2-liter bottles, your milk jugs, just whatever you have on hand already.
Yeah, if you watch some people from different countries, or even from our country, they speak about how their family has always done it, and they're not using mason jars.
No.
So
no, we watched. I watched the other day. It was they were canning tomato sauces in Spain, the old-fashioned way, the way they've done it for hundreds of years, over a fire. They were using Coca-Cola glass bottles, pickle jars, all this. Not one mason jar, okay? So, and the lady said, this is the way we've always done it in my family. We've never died.
Yeah.
There's so many regulations that in the United States that
and there's reasons for all of that, and it's not the reasons that we are told.
Yes. Now, I'm not saying don't be careful when you're doing your canning of your meats and things like that. Yeah, absolutely. But come on, guys. If there is a will, there is a way. I got the best compliment the other day, and it was on the video I did, our first Prepper Pantry video. And you know what the gal said to me? She said, and this is our first video, so our pantry is quite bigger since then. She said, wow, she said, you have an unbelievable amount of food in that small space. She goes, if you can do it in a small travel trailer, I sure can do it in my little house.
Yes.
Because that's the second comment we get. I don't have enough room. Well, where there's a will, there's a way. You'll figure it out.
If you want to make excuses, then that's all you're going to end up with. Excuses of why you didn't do it. You know, you got to do the things. You got to put action to it. And if you're just sitting and dreaming about all the things that, you know, you're going to do and how you can, you know, build whatever, nothing's getting done. Yeah, exactly. You got to put action to it.
You have to. Some people have such good intentions, right? They intend to do this. They intend to do that. But without follow-up, nothing's going to change.
2 years into it, what have you gotten done?
Exactly.
You know, that's a good guide onto where you are.
And let's think about that. Let's think about the person who for 2 years has been watching prepping videos but yet has not started, but is intending to, right? Think about that. 2 years. If you would put one can a week away. Yeah. Think about that.
Yeah, and gosh, the money that we've saved.
That is just... that goes without saying. It's just insane.
And I think for some people it's like there's a line for them. Once this happens, then I know things are getting bad and I'm going to start at that point. But what is that line, you know? And are you moving that line based on how conditioned you are becoming to your environment now? You know, because the laws and the mandates and the restrictions and all the stuff that we're under at this point, it's not how it was. It's how it is now. Right. And it's become new normal for some people. And I can't stand that expression, really, you know, because it's so ridiculous. Mm-hmm. What it means is that we have acquiesced to what it is they've put us under. Mm-hmm. And to me, that's not okay.
It's not at all. Yeah. And let me tell you this. You know, could we be wrong? Sure, absolutely. But have we lost anything? Nope. But if we're right and you're wrong, what are you going to lose? Yeah. You know, the only thing that we literally lose nothing. Mm-hmm. We have food. We don't have to go to a grocery store. And since we've been doing it so long, we've saved a lot of money. Every prepper out there says it's an insurance policy. Yeah, we know that. That's exactly what it is. How many times has your insurance company for your car sent you a check because you didn't get in a wreck that month? Come on. It's just ridiculous. So the bottom line here is nobody knows how much time we have, right. But we do. If we look around and see what's happening, It's time to get ready.
Yeah.
That's our opinion.
And the whole it's planned, it is. It is. And if you don't understand that, you really need to do some research on the WEF. We've had a lot of people question us. What do you mean it's planned?
What do you mean it's planned?
Check out our Ko-fi page. There's some stuff on there. I haven't been able to get on lately, but
we'll talk about that at the end.
Yeah. But go check it out there.
YouTube is not the platform for us to give you all the whys, because they will shut us down. You know, we didn't sell our life, everything, and move up to the top of a mountain because we thought it was going to be cute or fun.
Yeah.
We did it because we have a conviction on our hearts. We knew, like Event 201, that happened in October.
Yeah.
October of 2019, 2 months before the crud hit the world. That was very telling to us because we already knew that existed. The second we heard about this, we were like, boom.
Yep.
It's time. We got to go. So, you know, everybody has different reasons. Everybody has different convictions. And we're not here to tell you you have to do anything. We're just sharing with you
our experience, strength, and hope.
That's it.
And our hope is not in man and in man's systems. It just isn't.
No.
And we're not supposed to put our faith and our hope in that. So we don't. We don't.
We mean it when we say that.
Yeah, we know that the next guy is going to be, you know,
doesn't matter.
Equivalent to the guy that's there now and the guy that's been there
it
prior
doesn't
to.
matter.
It doesn't matter. Because if there was a difference, then the two acts that really constrain our civil rights and our civil liberties would have been done away with at some point by someone, since now we know the truth of the fact that there were no weapons of mass destruction, and yet we are still held under those two acts that will take all of our civil liberties and all of our civil rights away.
Yep. Isn't that funny how they can do that?
So
how they've done that.
If anyone was different, those two things would have been done away with, and they haven't been. There is no difference between this guy and the next or the guy before.
Yep. So we mean it. We mean it when we say it.
Let's not forget, the last guy did Operation Warp Speed.
Yep, sure did. And guess what?
And we still have not felt the full effects of what that is going to mean, especially when the second pandemic hits that we are being warned about today by people like Gates and Fauci.
Yeah, Fauci just said, get ready. Get ready, everybody. It's coming. Be prepared for lockdowns. Those are his words.
Yeah.
And so far, his words have come to pass. So, you know, we're not trying to be fearmongers. We're not trying to be political. Don't go on our page and say that we're the alt-right. Actually, I don't care what you say. You tell yourself that.
Yeah.
Because that's your fear coming out. And I really hope and I really pray that anybody thinks in that manner that they will become enlightened.
Yeah.
Because that's not our intention.
Terms like those were coined for a reason by specific government agencies in order to turn people off so that they don't hear what's actually being said. And that's unfortunate. But, you know, you're entitled to your own thoughts.
Yes, you are. And you know what? We want people to want to be here. To feel like this is a safe place for them to communicate with one another, bounce ideas. You know how it is in our comments, like, oh my gosh, we've learned so much from you guys.
Yeah.
I can't even. We don't claim to be experts in absolutely anything because we're not. We didn't grow up on a homestead. We didn't, you know, this is new to us. We lost all our livestock in the first year we were here by bear attack. We've learned a lot.
Yeah.
And
there's so much more to learn and do, you know, and that's the thing. This takes time. It takes time.
Yes.
It takes effort. It takes energy. So if you're just sitting in front of a computer, you know, dreaming about what it is you're going to do, well, when are you going to do it?
Yeah, and let me tell you this, on what Amy said was, this takes time. And I can't imagine being thrown into this lifestyle. Like a major SHTF event happens. I mean major. People are leaving their homes. really pay attention to what's happening right now in the Ukraine. Can you imagine being displaced like that?
Yeah, but where would we go?
Yeah.
Where would Americans go?
Canada?
Mexico? Where are you going to go?
Well, more than likely they're going to be coming in through the Mexican border, no joke.
Well, they already are.
Yeah.
In droves. But man, there's nowhere to go. This is going to be, and it is, a world event. So pay attention. Pay attention. They tell us everything.
Yeah, and please get past the fear. We have a lot of parents who we know that there's just truly scared for their children, that they cannot fathom or imagine their children being raised in the kind of environment that's really coming our way. We've never done wartime on our soil, any of us who are alive right now. So we can't possibly wrap our brains around it. So, wow. This is a very difficult subject for us because
we can't speak freely on this platform. So
or we could get
lose
shut down, and this is our livelihood. So,
just pay attention, you guys. Pay attention to what's going on in the world. Pay attention to what's going on in other countries. I mean, our neighbor, Canada, look at what's happening to them.
Yeah.
I mean, wow. Talk about Fabian socialism.
Exactly.
And if you don't know what that is, look it up. We have short memories, and like I said before, we become very accustomed and conditioned to our present surroundings very, very quickly. And that is a godsend in some ways, but it is also
a detriment.
A detriment because you're not paying attention to how things are changing. It's like going into the Walmart. 3 years ago, Walmart looked completely different than it does today. The aisles were completely different.
Yeah.
You had a whole aisle of nothing but bread products. Today we go in and it's like a rack and a half if you're lucky.
Well, that's our Walmart. I will say that I see that some Walmarts across the United States still have these, but again, that's in bigger cities.
Right.
It always hits the rural areas first because they don't want to create panic and chaos inside of cities. So if it hasn't happened in your area, get shopping.
Yeah.
That's what I have to say to that.
Yeah, take advantage of it because it's not the way it's always going to be.
Yeah. All right, everyone. We hope and pray that each one of you has gotten a minimum of a 30-day supply of food. They're talking about more lockdowns. Fauci said it's coming. His words come true.
Yeah.
So make sure a minimum of 30-day supply.
And build upon it. Once you get that 1 month, it's going to feed itself.
Yeah.
Because you'll
look at it and you'll be like, all right,
now I got it. So then go to 3 months, 6 months, start using that pantry as a working pantry, start rotating those foods in and out and adding to it. Our goal is 3.5 years. So
7.
Well, 7, but 3.5 is the next goal. So, little by little, we'll get there. We'll get there.
And we are getting there.
Yeah.
We are really getting there. It's
we
amazing.
we don't say anything in order to scare anyone because our belief system is fear and faith cannot live in the same heart. And you have to make a decision on what you're going to choose. And for us, we choose Him.
Yeah.
And because of that, when the fear does sink in, because we're human, it's going to, we try to ground ourselves in our faith and our belief that this is all written, and there's nothing we can do other than what He says to do, which is prepare.
Yep. Over and over and over again it says that.
Yeah, and every the Bible talks about blessings and curses. If you listen to His word and you heed His word, you will be blessed. If you don't, you won't.
Yeah.
And there are numerous stories that illustrate that. So
yeah, and we told you many times, once you know better, you're supposed to do better. And I take that. That's one thing I just take extremely seriously.
Yeah.
So again, we're not trying to be negative. We're not trying to be political. We're trying to be realistic about where we're at right now. So
pay attention to what's going on in the world. If Russia and China indeed are going gold backed,
It's no bueno for us, everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Check
our
out
dollar's
Stansberry
going.
Research and Gold and Silver Mike, because they have a different idea of how things are going, and I think it's proven time and time again that they've been pretty on the money.
Yep. So, that being said, we love you. Now we're going to talk about our life, right? It's been 6 days since we've been able to make a video, and it's totally my fault because I'm going through a very big exasperation with my autoimmune problems. And new symptomology.
Yeah, it's a bad one this go around. So those of you that have prayed and sent your prayers to us, we truly, truly appreciate it. We believe in the power of prayer, and it's been a rough one for her. She's working through it though, and is probably the bravest and strongest person I've ever known. So, it's hard. It's hard to watch her go through new stuff, and it's scary. And we apologize that we aren't as consistent as we would like to be, but sometimes, life happens and we have to tend to that. And when she's in a flare-up, she has to rest. She gets the chronic fatigue and she doesn't have a choice. She has to rest. And I'm a firm believer that the body only heals when it's at rest. And so you got to rest.
Which in turn means Amy had to take over everything. Amy's got to do everything. She's been doing all the laundry, cooking.
I don't cook.
You made me pizza the other night. She's actually when I'm flaring, she's okay because I really don't have an appetite. So that's also a problem for me. My neuropathy is out of control.
Yeah.
It's very frightening for me to not be able to. It's so funny, and if any of you out there experience this, can we please talk about it? Because I don't understand how my feet can hurt so bad and yet they're numb at the same time. My left side of my face, it's completely numb. My right hand, my knees, my legs, and in my back. I have a full body neuropathy, and it's very scary.
Yeah, it's scary to watch, so I can't even imagine being in your shoes. And man,
you're too sweet. Amy takes good care of me, but just know that I got this. I don't talk about this on YouTube because that's not what our channel is about. And we truly try to keep it light, and we truly want to keep you motivated in moving forward and stocking your pantries and getting all your medical supplies and learning how to catch water and just all of those things, as well as share our personal. We have shared our personal life. So I think it's important for you to know that we're not ignoring you. We're not
Life's
just taking a break. But yeah, it's the time of the year for me, actually. So this is pretty consistent with what I normally go through.
It's a longer flare-up, I believe, this time around. I think it's more intense. But
I don't take medication. And let me tell you why. Because at one point they had me on 19 meds. And let me tell you, I couldn't think, I couldn't speak, I couldn't nothing. Last year on one of our videos, I was in the middle of a flare-up. And somebody made a comment on the video and said, "Is Ashley drunk? Ha ha ha." And after that, I became super self-conscious because it generally really affects my speech. So I didn't want people to think, I was hitting the sauce and then making YouTube videos, right? So, when I start to flare, I got to take a break. I do the editing for this platform. Amy's got way too much on her plate. And that's why we haven't been able to make a post on Ko-fi either.
Well,
because
and our internet's not been real good either, so we've had issues with that. But
and the wind, and guess what? That storm, we did get hail that one day. We got hail, sleet, snow. I mean, all of it in one day.
One day, rain.
And then the winds were just
incredible,
blowing stuff across our yard and everything.
But it blew the entire next system right over us.
Right off top.
So kind of grateful for that.
Yeah, we are. Although snowpack is always very welcome and needed. Anyway, I'm not going to go on and on about this. This is what's happening right now. And I think I'm on the upswing a little bit. So it's very important for me to not, it's kind of like re-injuring an injury, you know. And you know what started this? It's really funny how autoimmune disease works. I cut the crap out of my thumb.
And
I was whittling.
It sent
the
her
next
into
day,
a flare.
Whew, it's like if I cause it, I mean, I know I did nerve damage on that cut.
Yeah.
But you just never know.
Yeah,
You just
something
never
so
know.
simple and so silly on her entire system.
And I'm sorry that I don't let you guys know about this. It's just that, I don't know. I get off-put when people are constantly complaining about their health and stuff like that. I do, because for me, there's nothing I can do about it. There's absolutely nothing I can do about it. And
if we go to the doctor, all they're going to do is shove medications down our throat again, which aren't going to help. So what's the point?
Yeah, we got this, huh?
Yeah,
we got it. So we love you all. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your prayers.
For your love. For your friendship and.
On that note, guys, we got a ton of packages. Now, like a month ago, we had a problem with our mail, and we had to actually take a road trip to sign some stuff and get everything fixed out. But anyway, we have a lot of packages, everyone, and we know you've been reaching out. Have you gotten my package? We have, but we have not opened a single package, and we'll be doing that soon.
We'll be doing that soon. So
maybe
we apologize,
the next video.
but it's kind of, sometimes we just look at each other like,
I can't believe people do this.
People send us stuff. It's overwhelming, and we don't want to take anyone's blessings away because of the blessings they send our way. So we'll be better about it. It's something new for us, and we're trying to wrap our brain around it.
That's very.
So thank you all.
Thank you, and also we've had a lot happen in the last 3 months.
Yeah.
Grandpa had to take a trip because
he had a death in the family. So life is going to keep happening.
Yeah.
It's going to keep happening. And how you handle it and the manner in which you walk through it is important. Mm-hmm. And where you put your priorities, those priorities are going to change on a day-to-day basis. And that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, I put a post in the community tab today for Family Man Prepper. He has an excellent video out there, everybody. Any of you who have differently abled children, family members, it doesn't matter who. If you have a friend going through this who is prepping and perhaps struggling, please turn them on to the Family Man Prepper because they have a differently abled child. And I just think that they are so amazing.
They are.
And I really feel like because they are so dedicated to their son, and making things right and comfortable for him, that they are so completely organized, and I don't know, they really blow my mind sometimes. But if any of you are struggling with this, how do I prepare for my children? Please go check out Family Man Prepper. I know he's going to be doing some more videos of this nature in the future, and gosh, Travis, Michelle, we love you. And when we say it, we mean you. We mean you. We mean it when we tell you we love you. You are one of our longest lasting friends. Yeah. And we really hope that this continues, our friendship.
Absolutely.
So, Family Man Prepper, go check them out. Because pretty soon we're going to be planting that Family Man Prepper garden.
That's right.
Yeah, because they have given us so many seeds and help and advice and, I mean, all of it. And I'm emotional, so pardon me.
That's part of it.
Yeah, that's part of it. I get very emotional. All right, everybody, we're going to close this. And we're going to be talking to you really, really soon.
We love you all. Thank you again for your support, your love, your friendship, and your prayers. And gosh, we just couldn't do it without you.
Never could. God bless you all.
Peace.